Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
In the comment section down below, share your rejection stories. So go down to the comment section and let me know if you guys been rejected or if you've done the rejecting and what happened. When I was 8, before the gay realization, I held hands with the girl for a whole day and 1 kiss for her pony stickers. So he exchanged holding hands with the girl and a kiss for pony stickers, which led to the gay realization. That one's funny. That's also a lot of work for some pony stickers. That's like, what, 50 cents? So I go into this coffee shop and there's this guy that works behind the counter and I'm really shy and introverted person, so of course I never say anything to him. Well, for like a year, yes, a damn year, I kept getting the feeling like he might be interested or something. How do you wait a whole year? Like, I need resolution within like the first 5 days. If I don't get it, I'm moving on. I'd always catch him looking at me. I wasn't really sure how I felt, but I was like, why not? Which is a phrase that kicks off any great love story. You wanna go out? Why not? I got nothing better to do. So of course, me being my introverted self, I just wrote my email down on a piece of paper and gave it to him. I like that. You push it forward. You're pushing the plot forward. It took you a year, but it's better late than never. I literally just walked up, said, "This is for you," and walked away without saying another word or looking at him. Flash forward 2 weeks later. So she hasn't heard anything in 2 weeks. I get an email from someone I don't know saying, "I'm sorry I didn't reply sooner. I've been busy." Ooh, here we go. I am engaged, so I don't think we should talk. Also, he CC'd his fiance in the email. Here's what I'm thinking. This guy considered your proposal, and it took him 2 weeks to be like, would I rather date this girl or my fiance? Can I have a little something on the side? But after 2 weeks, the guilt gnawed at him, and he's like, I can't do this, and I want to get some brownie points. So I'm gonna attach my fiance to this email just to let her know what a catch I am. Side note, I still go to the coffee shop and he still works there and we have not even looked at each other once since. So I just act like the whole thing has been erased from my memory. Well, that's the way to do it, man. Just denial. If you can deny things, eventually it'll just be repressed and you won't have to think about it until one day later at a therapist's office. One of my cousin's friends sent me a dick picture. I was with my cousin and his other friend on a beach vacation. Why are you just sending unsolicited dick pictures, sir? Why is that a thing? Why do guys think that's okay? There's like a very specific time that people get turned on by penises. It's not like you can just see a penis and get turned on. Because all penises look virtually the same. They're not like breeds of dogs, where there's like a schnauzer dog and there's like a pit bull dog. It's not like there's a variance of penises. For the most part, they look the same. So it's not like sending a picture of your penis is gonna be like, oh my god, it looks like this? I totally want that. And that's not how it works. Just send the smirky emoji. I opened the message in front of them, in front of the cousin and everybody else, totally not expecting it to be a dick pic. That boy had it so bad because everyone saw his tiny member and he was badly teased and made fun of for that entire college year. Now I kind of feel bad for him. I do not feel bad for that guy. Don't be sending unsolicited dick pics. A few years ago in my year 8 of high school. What is year 8 of high school? I thought high school was 4 years. Why are you in high school for 8 years? Did you fail junior year a couple times? Huh, Samantha? I like this guy and I didn't have the courage to tell him, so after nearly a year of liking him, another year, I asked a friend to tell him that I liked him and she came back to tell me that he said, ew, no, she talks less than my dead cat. You know what? I don't really blame the guy for rejecting somebody. You know, rejection's a part of life. But the nerve of your friend, to come back and to repeat that. Why couldn't your friend come back and be like, he thought about it for a second, but was like, now's not a great time in my life to be dating. I got too many obligations, too many commitments. I just can't right now. Why couldn't your friend come back with that? Because that's softer. It's like landing on a bunch of pillows. Instead, she threw you onto a pile of tacks. Some friend you are. Here's a good one from Helly. Only one person has ever shown an interest in me. His name is Sam, and he was in my year of 7th grade to our senior year of high school. Without fail, on my birthday each year, he would ask me out. I didn't want to be mean, but wasn't brave enough just to say no. So I used the excuse, my mom doesn't want me to date until I graduate. Well, he never forgot. Graduation day, June 7, 2012. He comes up behind me, gives me this amethyst necklace he bought for me during our senior trip to the Bahamas. Your fucking senior trip went to the Bahamas? I no longer feel sorry for you. Only this time, he went and got my mom's permission first, since she was right there. She sold me down the river and cackled about how terrified he'd been the whole time. And it was sweet in a sense, and I did have a crush on him by that point. What? That's not a rejection story anymore. But it was just awkward, and the date was even more awkward, and I ended up paying for everything. You deserve it. You deserve to pay for everything after dragging this thing on for like 6 years. Anyway, he went off to trade school a month later, and I haven't seen him or heard from him until a few months ago, where we bumped into each other at the store, and he was with his fiance. Not only does he commit 6 years to pining after somebody, only for it to finally pay off, and then it's over within a month. Where's the commitment, bro? You committed 6 years. 6 years. 6 years! I currently have 2 guys who like me, but they aren't my type. And one of the guys, Esteban. Esteban? Are you in a soap opera? That is the only place I've ever heard the name Esteban, is in soap operas or telenovelas. Is the other guy that likes you Esteban's evil twin brother? But Esteban just doesn't know how to take a hint. At first, I tried to let him down gently, but then he started to get annoying and hugging me and touching me without my permission. So now I just flat out talk about my crushes in front of him, hoping that he finally gets the idea. Little spoiler alert for you, mushroom child. He's not going to. Guys will ignore any sign if it's not advantageous to them in order to protect their fragile ego. So you have to be blunt with Esteban here. I'm not interested in you, Esteban. I love Marcus. I'm gonna wait for him after he gets out of his coma from his motorcycle accident. I know he's married, but we love each other. Now here's the most f***ed up rejection story I've ever heard. I remember that when I was in middle school, my English teacher pretended to be my wingman and always told me that there was this one girl that kept looking at me, and he knew that I had a crush on her. Fast forward 2 months, and this one day, the teacher gives me a paper with a note that read, "Oh my god, he's so hot," and said that he found it after my crush dropped it. Already right here, we have some weird things going on. A teacher should not be handing a student a note, saying that it's from another student, and being like, they like you. That's too far, teacher. So I decided to talk to her on a party. I remember I walked up to her, showed her a paper note, and said, "Oh my god, you're so hot." So he's repeating the line that she said. She looked confused and her friend slapped me in the face.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
The next time I went to English class, the teacher looked at me and started laughing really bad. I left the class and never went back. Did you drop out of school because of this? That is brutal, man. The teacher played you. The teacher. I had a crush on a guy for the longest time ever, since we were 10, and I still do, sadly. I'm almost 20 at the moment, so she's had a crush on this guy for 10 years. I was rejected 2 times by this guy. First, when we were 12, I had sat by him in the cafeteria at school and thought for the longest time how I would ask him out, and literally, as I started asking him out to go to the movies, he was like, "Meet my girlfriend, Jenna." And then he slid his arm around Jenna. He realized what I said, and everybody at the lunch table stared at me. Most embarrassing rejection ever. Flash forward to sophomore year, I wrote him a letter asking if he wanted to go out and whatnot. I made my friend give it to him since they had the same class. Well, I forgot to sign my name on the bottom, so he thought it was my friend and that she was the one that liked him. So he and my friend ended up dating, even after she told him I wrote the letter. That is so messed up. So your friend knows you like that guy. She still dates him anyways? That's so up as a friend. 10 years later, I still have a crush on him, but we're hours apart in different colleges, which is nice because I don't want to get rejected again. That's sad. You want to put distance between you and your crush because you don't think they'll ever choose you. Oh, Crystal, my heart goes out to you. You will find love. A guy from my school messaged me on Christmas Day last year saying, "Can I tell you something?" I go for it, and he told me that he had liked me for the past 2 years. I said I was flattered, but I wasn't interested. He then proceeds to compliment me by calling me beautiful and then said, "I can just see that you're the type of girl I want to grow old with." Again, I told him that was sweet. It's not sweet. That is creepy. Told him it was sweet, but I wasn't interested, and I'm so glad I did because he's in my college, and one of the girls in my class said he had 2 girls in his cars, and they were having sex. With him? Or with each other? And then he was watching or something. What? There was a guy who was in a musical with me in school and had been talking to my friends about how he liked me, even to the point where he told them when and where he was going to ask me to prom. Particularly because he knew another guy that liked me. Whoa, you're just fucking racking up the dudes, aren't you? The other guy that liked her would be there. So the day before he was planning to ask me, I texted him and told him that I knew and that he shouldn't ask because I would say no. Great job. Great job. You saved this guy some embarrassment. Although I am really curious about what his tactic was to ask you to prom, because he's in a musical. So I'm just guessing it was gonna be very theatrical. I kind of wanted to see that. I kissed a guy while I was drunk and woke up the next morning with a Facebook notification saying I'm in a relationship with this person. He posted on Facebook that we were in a relationship after we kissed, and I commented, since when? And his mom liked my comment. The mom. You know, something very similar happened to me, except it was the mom that I kissed, and it was the son that liked the comment when I was like, what? So when I was in 9th grade, I was 14 at the time, there was this guy that rode my bus and used to hang out across the street from our high school at the church parking lot. And at the time, dating my girlfriend. Yes, I knew she had a boyfriend, it wasn't a big deal. So when I finally met him, I don't think we really barely talked, but it was like love at first sight. I was obsessed kind of thing, yo. So for like 2 weeks straight at the beginning of the school year, I bugged him to death, just making up excuses to talk to him on the bus, in the parking lot, whatever I could do. So after those 2 weeks, I asked him out in the hallway, what about your friend? And he turns to me and says, oh my god, no. So he says no, and I look at him a little shocked and ask him why. Because me and his ex-girlfriend had a similar style and kind of looked similar, so to speak. He then responds with, you look weird, you're not my taste, I don't even know if we could be friends. I felt appalled and belittled. I'd only had 2 boyfriends ever prior to this guy. So in a good fashion, I wrote him a note to try to figure out more of the reason. You went back for more abuse. Can you clarify what you meant when you said I was ugly and weird? So a week later, I'm still kind of bugging him, and he finally caves and says, fine, I'll go out with you and see what happens. After all these rejections from this guy, we are now married with 2 kids and have been together for 14 years. Weird how things turn out sometimes. I knew I loved him from the first time I saw him before we ever spoke, and he thought I was crazy and didn't like me. Guys, everybody goes through rejection. If you're similar to one of these people, if you are one of these people, it happens to the best of us, man. And they make for great stories later on. Not everybody likes everybody. You know, that's just not the way the world works. And I saw a couple people say that they don't put themselves out there. They don't get rejected because they don't make the attempts, because they're not confident enough. But I'm gonna tell you right now that it's better to get rejected than to just hold on to those feelings the whole time, just bottling them up deep down. Better to let the world know how you feel. If you're not already subscribed, join the family. Yeah, we're a family. We're a family that talks about being rejected and flirting. Turn the notification bell on. Check this video out, or this video, or this video. Hey, there's my face. I love you guys. Have a great day.